Hello everyone and welcome back to Sue's Resilience. As you know, I took a long hiatus and had some additional health issues I needed to attend to, which leads me to today's episode. Welcome to episode 17, Growth and Healing, Understanding the Effects of Breast Implant Illness, otherwise known as BII. I need to take you back a little so this can make sense for you. Back in 2016, I had a breast cancer scare and was told that I needed to have a lumpectomy in my left breast. 4 years later, in 2020, I had a rare breast tumor, and at that time, my plastic surgeon said there were no other options but to remove the whole breast. I had what was called a borderline phylloides tumor, which can be cancerous pretty quickly. It's a tumor that grows extremely fast. And so that's why they wanted the mastectomy. So I had a mastectomy in December of 2020. In January of 2021 is when I had reconstruction surgery for both my left and my right breasts. So that reconstruction included breast implants. Now, if you listen to my story, which was the beginning of this Sue's Resilience podcast and happens to be the very first episode, I highly recommend you listen to that before listening to this remaining of this episode, because some things have changed. So after the 2021 mastectomy and reconstruction, in 2022, I began developing, and this is also part of my story, but I'm going to try to be quick here. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I had insomnia. I had a thought of suicide by taking pills. Thankfully, I had chosen not to, but that incident scared the heck out of me. However, I was so scared, I told my husband to take me to the ER. And lots of testing, on and on. Years have passed. Here we are now in 2026. And I, as of a week ago, underwent another surgery, which is called en-bloc surgery. And what that is, it's the removal of implants along with the scar capsule. Through my research, I discovered that this was the only way to help me feel better, because from the moment that I had implants put in till now, I have been developing many, many symptoms, some of which I mentioned, and others like chronic fatigue, brain fog, muscle pain, chest pain, shoulder pain, arms tingling, hair loss, cold intolerance, weight gain. One of the scariest things was blurry vision. I also had loss of balance. I mean, as you can see, I had a myriad of symptoms, also dry eyes, dry mouth, and gut issues. And one of the most recent symptoms, which led me to see my primary care doctor, was chest pain. Out of all the tests that I had CT scans, brain scans, x-rays, ultrasounds, ANA testing, liver and kidney function testing. The most recent was a mammogram, which exacerbated my chest pain so severely. It was so bad, which led me to go down a rabbit hole on my own, because I am a researcher at heart, and I just began reading and reading and reading. I did not know what else to do, because all of the testing that came back, everything was basically fine. I have been to a pulmonologist because, initially there was an issue with what they thought was a lung nodule. However, after seeing the pulmonologist, he doesn't seem to think that there's any concern. He diagnosed me with folded lung syndrome, and that sounds funny, but doesn't seem to be anything to worry about. However, we are going to recheck and just to make sure there is nothing going on as far as the lung is concerned. But my primary doctor cleared me of everything to have this most recent surgery that I had for a condition called breast implant illness. Now, if you haven't heard of breast implant illness, it's quite the journey that I've been on trying to learn all about it. Now, anyone that gets breast implants currently should be told that there is a black box warning provided by the FDA that most women are never told about. I know I wasn't. So I wanted to read to you directly from the insert that is provided with the breast implants. Of course, that insert we don't even see. The plastic surgeons get them and they don't even provide them to their patients, which is extremely sad. But here I go. And I quote, breast implants are not considered lifetime devices. The longer people have them, the greater the chances are that they will develop complications, some of which will require more surgery. Breast implants have been associated with the development of a cancer of the immune system called breast implant associated anaplastic large cell lymphoma, BIA-ALCL. This cancer occurs more commonly in patients with textured breast implants than smooth implants. Although rates are not well defined, some patients have died from BIA-ALCL. Patients receiving breast implants have reported a variety of systemic symptoms, such as joint pain, muscle aches, confusion, chronic fatigue, autoimmune diseases, and others. Individual patient risk for developing these symptoms has not been well established. Some patients report complete resolution of symptoms when the implants are removed without replacement. End quote. Now, let's talk a little further about the proper way that I've learned to remove an implant. So our bodies are quite amazing. There is a capsule that is formed, a scar capsule that is formed around each implant. And it does this to try to protect our body, which is pretty amazing. Now, like I said, I had my surgery about a week ago on December 30th. Actually, a week ago today, December 30th. And they provided me pictures of mine. My right implant, once it was removed with the capsule intact, imperative that it's removed with the capsule intact, because implants have what's called a gel bleed 24 hours after they're placed within the body. You have silicone bleeding out of the implant itself, and because of this, the scar capsule starts forming. So when they removed mine, what they noticed right away was I had a severe fold, a prominent fold on my right implant. They said that I was on the verge of rupturing. Now, my left one looked completely different. So the right one, it had that fold, but it was more transparent as far as the capsule. And my left one looked red, inflamed, angry, and it was a thicker capsule. That was the side that I was experiencing the chest pain on. And like I said, I do believe that mammogram that was given to me made it feel even worse. I come to find out that that implant was pressing upon my ribs so bad that at one point, one of my results that came back, they thought I had a broken rib. Turns out I didn't, thank God. But the implant itself looked red and inflamed and quite frankly disgusting because, like I said, there is what's called a gel bleed. Now, what is breast implant illness anyhow? I can explain it so many different ways. However, I was in a Facebook group and I came across the husband of a breast implant illness survivor that described it really, really well. So I wanted to read his words. And the reason why he wrote this is because he was struggling in trying to explain, or actually, he was struggling trying to believe his wife initially. But once he did his own research, he discovered so many things. So here we go. This is written by Ronnie. Both silicone and saline implants can affect your body in ways that people don't always realize. Silicone implants can bleed tiny silicone particles even through the shell. You can even see this outside the body. If you leave a silicone implant on paper, it will leave an oily outline. Inside the body, those microscopic particles can move into tissues, lymph nodes, and sometimes even the bloodstream. For some people, this triggers an overactive immune response that affects the whole nervous system. Things like nerve pain, brain fog, tingling, fatigue, and inflammation. Saline implants have a valve that isn't completely sealed. Under real-world conditions, that valve can let microscopic mold or bacteria in and out. Once inside the implant, those microorganisms are kept warm at body temperature and surrounded by saline. Basically, the perfect petri dish. Over time, that can expose the body to toxins or immune-stimulating particles that cause systemic symptoms. So between silicone particle migration and saline valve contamination, the body can end up fighting constant inflammation for many women. That's exactly what breast implant illness feels like. End quote. I am so happy that I did my due diligence and interviewed several plastic surgeons and chose the best one that also had the most amazing team working with him. If you are suffering and haven't found the cause of your issues yet and have breast implants, I urge you to do your own research so that you can choose the best plastic surgeon for you. I came across many Facebook groups about breast implant illness that have so many stories of thousands of women. I believe it's important to find a plastic surgeon that no longer puts implants in and only removes implants, because they vowed to do no harm when they became a surgeon. Now, to be clear, en-bloc surgery, also called en-bloc capsulectomy, is to remove the implant and the surrounding scar capsule intact in one single unit. Please run from any plastic surgeon that may tell you that it is not necessary to remove the capsules. I have learned from others that some surgeons are telling their patients that the scar capsules get absorbed by the body. That is not true. Believe it or not, there are many women going through another surgery because they were not removed the right way to begin with. Some women have had several sets of implants and have only gotten way sicker from the capsules left behind. This makes me so angry, knowing that this information has been out there and is being hidden because of the money-hungry pharmaceutical companies in charge. In summary, this has been a very long journey of discovery. However, instead of healing, I found myself getting sicker and sicker over time, despite some days feeling a little bit better. My journey through breast implant illness is a testament to resilience and the power of informed choices. I had some frightening symptoms, and despite the numerous tests, the cause remained elusive until I discovered the documentary Explant. This documentary shed some light on the toxicity of implants. I finally realized, with the documentary and all of my research, that my health issues were linked to my implants, my breast implants, and the scar capsules surrounding them. Once I understood the importance of removing both the implants and scar capsules as a single unit, I took action after interviewing several plastic surgeons and made my decision for my explant and block surgery. I had my surgery just 1 week ago, on December 30th, 2025. This decision marked a significant turning point with my healing. I emphasize the need for finding a plastic surgeon who recognizes breast implant illness, a diagnosis not yet widely accepted by the medical community. What a shame that is. My recovery has been challenging, both physically and mentally. I share my story to help others understand the importance of seeking specialized care and making informed decisions. My message is very clear. Health should always come first. Remember, you were given this life because you are strong enough to live it. My journey is a powerful reminder of the importance of listening to our bodies and advocating for our own health. I hope that my story inspires others to seek the truth and take control of their healing journey. Thank you so much for listening today. I wish you all great health and healing. And please forward this episode on to any woman that may benefit from it. I hope you follow and subscribe. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, with love and light, Sue.